Today, I'm coming to talk to you about burnout, how burnout affects us empaths, and why this is so important, specifically for extra sensitive people. But first of all, we need to really understand the stages, the key stages. Now, if you Googled the phases of burnout, you will get the regular churned out phases of burnout, which I am going to go through, but my phases of burnout are specifically related to highly sensitive people because there is a key phase that many people forget to talk about. And I'm going to mention that today. The first phase we know is taking on everything. This is the pre-burnout. This is when we are working in overdrive to overcommit in our lives. And this is both professional and personal. We can be overcommitting in our relationships with people around us. We can be overcommitting in our jobs, in our careers. This is due to a lack of boundaries and a lack of confidence in being able to say no and establishing any kind of routine where you stop to consider what your needs are and whether this benefits you or not. In fact, that isn't even something that you do. You just straight away automatically, yes, 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 I can, I can, I can, I can, I can do, I can do, I can do, I can do, which is based on any limiting beliefs that we might have where we're telling ourselves that if we don't do things, we're not good enough, we're lazy, we're underachieving, everybody else can, why can't I? All of that limiting belief stuff feeds into the need for approval from other people. And so we overcommit because we do seek external validation. That is a human need. That is not something that is wrong with us or wrong with you. That is something that we crave. We deserve to feel loved. And one way that helps us feel that is appreciation. And in order to get that validation and appreciation, we will overcommit. But not just that. For highly sensitive people, we also absorb. We take on everything as well. It isn't just about doing. And this is the difference when you look up something on Google and you look up burnout and you read articles or listen to people talking about it. Do they ever truly speak to you as a highly sensitive person? And the fact that as an empath, you are absorbing everything as well. So in this first phase, we're taking everything on. We are overcommitting and we are absorbing. This leads to chronic stress and overwhelm. And we also feel a huge amount of guilt in this phase because we say yes, we want to say no, we don't know how to say no, we feel guilty if we do, guilty if we don't. We've got all of this overthinking going on. So not only are we like not sure what to do, we're not only taking everything on, you are using all of your energy thinking about everything up here, what you should and shouldn't be doing, which is running your batteries to the point where they are completely dead. You are using all of your power up here in this first phase. You're physically overcommitting and you are mentally overthinking. As for your emotional and spirit centers, they don't even get a look in this phase. They are completely blocked out because you don't get to feel. You don't get to connect to your spiritual self when you are in complete overdrive in phase one. Okay, and that's hugely important. And I don't ever really hear many people talking about that, but it's true. That's when we feel completely disconnected to ourselves and to the world. Then we hit burnout. That's stage 2. Okay, so stage 1 pre-burnout, stage 2 burnout. This is the emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual exhaustion. So when we've hit emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual exhaustion, we suffer real symptoms. Now we start to really feel the symptoms. And first of all, we notice the brain fog and memory blanks, unable to put anything together concisely, consistently, and starting to really struggle and forget things in your life, personal life, relationships, and work, business. Cognitive distress. It's one of the first key signs. We feel irritable, mood swings. I mean, we're women, right? I mean, we have those anyway, but feeling low, depressed, anxiety, fatigue, thinking I shouldn't feel this tired for my age. Why do I feel like this? I'm only, You hear yourself saying this all the time because you're exhausted, which then feeds into, I'm lazy. I'm lazy. I can't tell you how many times burnout has fed into my internal dialogue of believing that I'm fat and lazy. I was burned out because I didn't have things in place that I needed to have in place to protect me from all these different stages. So once you get through this phase, which is hell, still at this point you're in survival and you're still going to work and you're still doing the things, but you are feeling extreme exhaustion in all of these areas. Then we get to phase 3, when you cannot cope anymore, and we hit withdrawal and hide. Now, this is the key phase for empaths who suffer burnout, is withdrawal and hide. This is when we say no to everything, every opportunity. We come up with excuses for why we can't do things and go to things. This is when we are saying no. This is when saying no is very easy for us. But we feel extremely isolated. We feel extremely lonely. We feel stuck. We feel unmotivated. We want to go to things and feel included, but we don't want to go. So we battle with the whole having very difficult conversations or feeling like you're being left out because people stop asking you because you're saying no and they know you're not going to go anyway. So they don't ask, and then you feel like they don't care. You will have been through this in your relationships. And this can go on for a very long time. This can go on for years. These phases can go on for an extremely long time. You could have spent the majority of your career in burnout. You could have spent years in phase 2, phase 1 and phase 2. I mean, I spent a good decade in phase 1. And sometimes you do get stuck in a phase until you get to the point where you have to stop because something happens. And that's when we're going to talk about those key physical symptoms in a moment. But withdrawal and hide, stage 3, is when we say absolutely no, and we have RPA, reduced personal accomplishment. So I don't know if you watched my video the other week, but I spoke about accomplishment and how we can do one thing every day to help us feel woohoo, skippy afterwards. One thing, one tiny thing that makes you feel amazing, makes you feel fully accomplished. Like I always say, like for example, when I come off this video, I always feel, oh, I've achieved something, I've done it. Having spent 10, 15 years worrying about going on video in the first place, you know? So we have reduced personal accomplishment because we are withdrawal and we are hiding. This can last for years as well. You may feel or believe that you are just not a people person, that you are a recluse, that you're just a hermit, and that you love being a hermit, and you never have any, you don't have any friends, and you never go out and do anything, and you'd rather spend time by yourself. And actually, sometimes because of our burnout and the experiences that we've had in the world that have made us feel the way we're feeling about ourselves, we start to believe that that's true. We actually start to believe that that is just the type of person that I am.